Let's hit the road, shall we, everyone? The House of Representatives today continue the public hearing on the Constitution Amendment, and grey areas are highlighted yet again by those who made presentations, those calling for a thorough alteration of the document in view of the nation's problems. Tonight, we'll be speaking with one of my guests who feels the Constitution Amendment is not necessary. A few days ago, leaders of several ethnic groups warned the federal government to urgently start the process for a new constitution as against the ongoing constitution amendment process. The groups took the position at an inter-ethnic dialogue on the 2023 presidential election, asking the government to consider going into the 2023 general election with a new constitution. My guest is one of the leaders at that conference. Chief Adebanjo is the leader of Afenifere. He's our guest tonight, and he joins us from Lekki area of Lagos. Thank you, Pa Adebanjo, for joining us tonight on the program. And let's begin the conversation, and let me get your view on a matter that generates lots of reactions and debates. It is what President Buhari said yesterday. The president, speaking about those perpetrating violence in the country, quote, he said, "Those of us in the fields for 30 months who went through the war, we treat them in the language they understand. We are going to be very hard sooner than later," end of quote. Chief Adebanjo, what's your view on that?
It's a very unfortunate statement from the president of a democratic country. I was very sad when I heard it. When I was informed, I thought it couldn't be. But I am not surprised. It is those of you who voted for Buhari in 2015 that should be amazed. I warned you then that this man is a dictator. He is born a feudalist, he is trained as a dictator, and he has no respect for the rule of law. My dear, let us all realize the fact that the problem in this country today against unity and peace is President Buhari. He is not on the same plate with those of us looking for the unity and peace of this country. Take for instance, all those who voted for him, he stated in that statement that he told the 36 states. Did he tell the 36 states to say that he's going to oppress them? Did he tell the 36 states promising them that there's going to be diversion in the rule of law, in the administration of the country? In the north, the insurgency and the insecurity is so vast. In Kaduna, in Zamfara, in Sokoto, in Katsina is no state. He has not arrested or blindfolded the emir of those places. But I just received a video about 10 minutes ago where he blindfolded a national ruler in Ogoni. In the national regalia. Two standards of ruling in this country by the president who said he loves the country. And each time, those who love the country tell him, please, there's a solution to this problem. Do this. He pretends not to listen. Yeah. The one he wants to listen to are the youth of the country who are tired of the deceit. That is our problem. So any language you are using, you are just deceiving yourself. And particularly you, pressmen, don't allow him to change the narrative. He's talking of the unity, he's going to teach them. Can a democratic government president be talking of teaching his subjects who voted him into power, that's going to teach them the lesson that the practice during the war? We are in peacetime. What reconciliation statement has emerged from him? And when I say this man has a private agenda, and the agenda is to wipe out those of us who are not Fulanis, what is he doing?
So, Chief Adebanjo, those are strong allegations. I mean, because, you know, we are on a national television, and you're talking about the president of the Federal Republic here. Because, I mean, some of the claims you are making, one will wonder what are the evidence to it. But let's go to the issue of the National Conference Amendment. You have repeatedly... So let me ask you, you have repeatedly said that the Nigerian constitution is a fraud, but you disagree with the process of amending it. What do you suppose could be the best way to fix it?
Let me correct you first, sisters. All the allegations I have made against the president, I have evidence, if you are prepared to listen. Yeah, I have evidence. I am old enough in this country to substantiate every allegation I make. I have been in this struggle before many of them were born, and when some of them were in school, including Buhari himself. How can you be telling me that the man is doing the same thing when I campaigned for him in 2007? All this deceit, pretending not to hear what people are saying, and then you still continue to listen to him, and you be advised by advisors who will not give him the right legal advisor. Yeah, the whole of the South say they want dialogue. The people you are accusing say they want dialogue.
Yeah, well, Chief Adebanjo, the point I'm making is that the point I'm making here is the #1 citizen of the country, and we are on the national television, and the fact that you as an elder statesman in this very difficult period that we are in as a country, we need those words that will unite us, not those ones that may divide us, and that's why I was asking that we probably will be careful with the use of language. But the question, I like it because I know as a lawyer, and your experience is very vast in this area, you have critically criticized this issue of constitution amendment. What is the best way, in your view, to fix it?
We cannot amend a constitution we don't make. Shehu, get this down clear. Those who of us are talking with people from it, what do we say? We say this constitution is a fraud. Let them dispute that. Let Malami say that. We say it is not our constitution. That's where you begin from. Is the constitution our own? When we say we, the people of Federal Republic, did we make the constitution? Are we federal? Did we make the constitution? False. Are we federal? False. It was imposed upon by the military. That's a fact. And I said earlier, if the man loves the country, it is what the military came that you impose this constitution. And the people are now saying, when you are now sending us back to civilian regime, send us back to the constitution where you met us. And it is significant. You must know this, and I continue to repeat it. That is where you should address yourself. Why should President Buhari find it difficult when we say go back to the constitution of our founding fathers, the constitution made by Saldana, the constitution made by Idabda, the constitution made by Jaffa. What is the problem there? If you say you don't understand what is restructuring, I say that is restructuring. He has not answered it. And Shehu Soni and Badeshino will not address that. They now come and tell you fake news. Address the issue. That's what I'm saying. When you say what is going on, because the people are still talking.
I wanted to know.
Dialogue is the constitution.
Okay, so because I mean you're tending towards an overhaul of the constitution, but does the present ground norm envisage such a scenario, or how exactly, in the view of the legal framework we currently operate, can we maneuver to a process of overhauling the present constitution?
That is where you all make a mistake. Don't allow the president to change the narrative. What is the ground norm? We say we don't know the ground norm. The ground norm is false, not our own. The ground norm you can only bind us to is the 1963 Constitution. Can you deny the fact that it was the military that imposed it? Absalom confirms it. That is the issue. Don't divert it. Whenever you direct us to this Constitution and to the National Assembly, which is a problem by itself, which is a beneficiary of this false Constitution. This assembly is created by this false constitution, which you say we don't know. Are you now forcing it on us? Those are the issues you address to. Don't go along to say the president want to do this. The question is clear, except to somebody who doesn't want to act. We said this constitution is not our own. Let him deny that. Let Malami come and tell us it's our own. Where did we make it? Let Malami tell us this is a federal constitution under where you are going. Those are the issues. Until you address yourself to the issues and not allow yourself to be diverted by the answer of the government, then we know where we are going. So each time you tell us the government want to do this, the ground norm, which ground norm?
It does look like you want
the
Republican.
That is what all the people in this country are saying. That is why we are asking for a dialogue. If you don't want the 1963 constitution, let us sit down. You now want to amend the constitution you impose on us. In the constitution we don't know anything about. So that is what you journalists should explain to people. You are the fourth estate of the realm. That is the issue. All of that thing you are talking about doesn't come in. The issue we are standing for, and those who are advocating back to federalism, is the fact the constitution negates what we agreed to at independence. The answer should have been no, you are wrong. That's what you agreed to. And now we give you a leeway. If you believe that constitution is not right, let us sit down and make your own. If you believe there's something wrong in this constitution, Saldana make, our law make, bring it out and pinpoint what breaks the constitution.
Okay, so let me quickly throw this in. You're one of those who have had conversations with people who have similar opinion to this issue of 1963 Constitution, the Republican Constitution. So, in this sense, I'm just practically thinking now because, and I'm wondering what is on the minds of those who are in the political leadership of this country, how they hope to maneuver from here. So, how do we change and move and transit into another constitution entirely? Do we sit down at another national conference? Because if I remember vividly, there was a 2014 confab. Are you thinking about another conference?
That is the position. My dear, don't let us bypass the question. Everybody has been talking about 2014. And when Jonathan was going to hand over to him, he said, this is the most important document. And Mr. President said he's putting in the archives. And then I asked him at that time, well, what is wrong with it? Tell us, we take it out. What do you want if we put in it? If that is not so, set up your own constitution for us to agree. You are now forcing us to amend the constitution. We say it is not our own. That is the question you should answer. That is what you address yourself to. It's not giving us, except you're going to say, except you accept my constitution, there's no way. We say this constitution you are asking to amend is not our own. Let us sit down together and agree. What is wrong with that?
So let's look at
the government you appoint, your members of the party.
So you and your colleagues in the Ethnic National Conference that you had, you said we need to go into 2023 election with a brand new constitution. We just have about a year and a half to that election.
Exactly.
What kind of schedule or timeline can we be thinking if, for example, the president decides to take on that exercise of
in the proposal we made, we planned it out. We can do it before.
Please go ahead, sir.
If there is the will to do the right thing, there's plenty of time. And we set it out. Let the regions, as you said in our paper, meet and let us coordinate all their points. As we all will agree with. The point you, Shehu, and others are missing, particularly Asoro, you don't see the point that they want to force their constitution on us. And we say no. But we don't want to force our own on you. We say let us meet and talk. You are not addressing that. Why is the government and Aso Rock refuse to do that?
Who is going to convene that talking,
if it's
that
sincere,
meeting? Who is going to convene it?
Country together, not to force us.
Who is going to convene that meeting? The dialogue you're talking about.
There. If there is the man there, who conveyed the constitution? Who conveyed the constitution they imposed on us? Was not the ministry that just did by decree? Don't let us pretend, but tell who will do, who will do. If it's serious and sincere, all these members of the party say, let us have a dialogue. Can any democratic person refuse to have dialogue? Even when you are at war, you went at the table and let us talk. The man can negotiate with criminals. He cannot negotiate with those who they want self-government. Those who say you are oppressing us. There is room. The Gumi could see the bandits in the race, negotiate with them, get money, extort money from us. But your army can't go there. But you claim to be a propaganda, a good commander, who will just oppress those who are defenseless. What are we doing? Just unfortunate. Let us all address the truth. And I'm appealing to fellow Fulanis. But Buhari is following on his own. He's not carrying on the Fulanis. He's only blackmailing them. And let them be united and tell them, we are not opposed to them. And shall.
All right. So let me.
When the people say, let the Fulani. No, so this is an important part. Don't let us rush out. Because the country is being misled. He went to Autumn. Autumn went to him that these are the people who are molesting me. I know them, they wrote me a letter. It's on record. He went to him, come and save me. He said, go and make friends with your people. Those who are killing him. And all your governors, half of the country now is saying, let us have dialogue. If you people are sincere about advising him, why does he listen to that? He's listening to those who say, no, you are deceiving us. All these people and other things talking about, they are tired of this lying. They are accusing us. But for the respect they have for me, they would have told me. They said the structure is too late because this man is not doing the right thing. And we are asking them, you wait. If you do the restructuring, we shall be together in peace. What more can we do? We have placed the thing on the table. Everybody, we have united. We have agreed. If he's sincere about it, why has he not tried our own method? We have told him, look, if you do this thing, all this tension will come down. He's only doing those whom he can harass. And any same voice, he will blackmail.
Chief Adebanjo, let me quickly throw this in. I wanted to ask you, because when you're saying in 2023 we need to go into that with a brand new constitution, if there is going to be a national dialogue, which you said the president should convene, what time of the year or what month of the year would you suggest that? Because the way and manner you discussed that, had that conversation in Abuja, it does look like something that is urgent. What month of the year would you suggest?
Yes, it is very urgent in view of the stability in the country. We must have a country first before we have an election. That's why I said this question of going to the National Assembly is just begging the issue. It's just to keep us talking and talking and saying, oh, it's too late now to do this thing, let's go to... This is the very thing Afenifere and Nadeko did. And we told Abubakar is still alive. We insisted then that we must have a sovereign national conference before we go to 1999 constitution. He said, alive, come and check it. And when we refused to contest the election, it was he who convinced our leader, Adebanjo, with your blessed memory, that when you have your civilian government, you can do it. That's where we are now. And we have and he has been in office. Can you press, can you press the fact, Mr. President, to the manifesto of the APC in 2015 that they are going to restructure? Can't you remind him that El Rufai in 2018 said they are going to restructure? If there is sincerity about keeping the country together in peace.
All right. Chief Adebanjo,
those are the issues you attend. Don't all the bike questions.
We're due for our commercial break, but I must sincerely thank you, elder statesman and leader of Afenifere. Thank you so much, Chief Adebanjo, for your time tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. We take a break, and when we return, more on this subject, and we will hear from a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Senator Bukachua is in our Abuja studio. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back.